Hey everybody, welcome to another video. I wanted to make this video because I honestly hate it when people ask me, Joe, where is your favorite place to eat? I am often torn on what to say because I was born and raised in San Francisco, so I have, my group of restaurants in San Francisco. But I live in Daly City on the peninsula, so I have my little cluster of restaurants around where I live. I honestly think that it is really hard being a food writer in San Francisco. One being that there's so many of us. The second thing is that a lot of us are covering the same things. And I kind of want to come out with things that are fresh, that not many people know about. And excuse me, you gotta have to excuse me because my throat is killing me. My allergies are acting up, so so I apologize for any coughing and things like that. So I was actually thinking about this when I was on my way back from Gorilla Barbecue. You probably saw the video yesterday that me and my husband posted when we ate that hot sauce. It was like, it was really hot to me. My husband later said, "Oh, it wasn't that bad." Oh, whatever. He was in pain, but it came as a realization for me on my way back home from Pacifica. We were in the car, and I was thinking about it to myself, and I eventually told Keen, why don't I cover places that I like to go to? Not because, there's like tons of people want to go there, it's a grand opening. Yeah, it's great to be invited to those things, but on the real, after that opening, how many times am I going to go? Usually I get a press pass because of a new chef is in town, or a new chef is taking over the kitchen, a grand opening of a place, new menu items, things like that. But really, what are the tried and true establishments in the Bay? In this video, I'm going to focus on the ones that are closer to home to me. Like I said, I live in Daly City. I lived in San Francisco for majority of my childhood, but eventually my family decided that suburbia would be the place where they would raise me and the younger ones. So a lot of my favorite spots were places that I frequented when I was in high school, when I was in college. So a lot of you who I've hung out with during those times, you probably already have an idea of what I'm going to tell you, and you're probably going to have some memories of when we went. So I'm going to break it down. I'm looking at my time because I only have a few minutes left before I get cut off. So I'm going to start off with breakfast, and I actually am reminded of an illustration I saw on the cover of a magazine, and it was a map of San Francisco, and San Francisco's a square, basically it's 49 square miles, and the way that it was illustrated, here's the borderline. Basically, Daly City is right on the borderline in San Francisco, and then Brisbane, is around here, or wherever you see it on the screen. And the illustrator basically, drew out the different regions or neighborhoods, or I should say, of San Francisco, and below this borderline, it said unknown. And of course, I took offense to that because, I live in the unknown. No, there's so many places on the peninsula that need to be recognized and visited by everybody. And basically, I want to show that. And like I said, I'm going to start off with breakfast. And I usually say I'm not a breakfast person, but then I have quite a few places here. Like I said, these are my opinions. I'm by any means not an expert. This is just, based on my experiences, because these are places I've been to many, many, many times. And, some people might scoff at my idea of what a good restaurant is. If the food is good, I don't care how much it costs. I don't care who owns it. I don't care where it is. If it's good, I'm there. So, the first place is actually on El Camino, you're gonna notice a lot of these restaurants are on El Camino. Is Millbrae Pancake House in Millbrae. First of all, the portions are very generous. With an entree, you usually get a stack of pancakes, Swedish pancakes or buttermilk pancakes, and it's phenomenal. I usually get the California omelet and then get a side of Swedish pancakes with the lingonberry butter. It's awesome. Now the next two are Filipino. You know me and my Filipino food. The first one is called Kellogg's. It's on Mission Street. It's right on the border of Daly City and San Francisco, on top of the hill. So like a block down in San Francisco. And I love their chicken sisig with the garlic rice and the egg. It's so good, and it's really cute. It's on a little cast iron skillet and it's sizzling. It's so good. Just up the block, Superstar. Actually, down the block, down Geneva, Superstar. But then their sister restaurant, Gateway Kitchen, is right on top of the hill as well. They serve sea logs as well. My favorite is the Hong Kong style pork chop. Y'all know what's up. And the next section is Filipino food. Like I said, you know me, my Filipino food. I guess the most consistent place that I've been to is Patio Filipino in San Bruno. They have great kare-kare, binagoong pork. We just went there for my mom's birthday. They have a great dessert called buko con seta. I love that. My latest fetish is House of Sisig. It's in Daly City near Junipero Serra, and it's right by the Domino's. You guys know where that is. The Domino's and the IHOP. They're right there. They have something called the Kamayan menu, and you probably saw the article that John Kaufman wrote that where he and I discussed the food and we ate, and it was delicious. All the food is laid out on the table on banana leaves. Stick your digits in and just eat. It's fun. The next one is Alito's in South San Francisco. It's actually 5 minutes by my house. I love it there because the food is inexpensive, reasonably priced, and it's one of the only places in the area where you could get mongo, which is mung bean stew, which is my favorite Filipino food. The next section that I got here is lunch. My favorite spot by far for lunch is Little Luca's on El Camino, South City. You guys know what's up with that garlic sauce. On that, I get the Dutch Crunch, Sausalito turkey, nice and spicy. It's delicious. For dinner, again, down the street from Patio Filipino, Fat Wong's. It's more Hong Kong style food. I love their fried rice with the dried scallop, and then of course the brisket with that really sweet sauce. And I guess it's from turnip. I'm not sure exactly what root vegetable that is, but it's so good. Or is it daikon radish? I forget, but I need to visit that again, but I always get that. And Banana Island in Daly City at Westlake Shopping Center. They have this roti that they hand make. You could watch the chefs like throw it up in the air, and it's so thin, and then they serve it with a bowl of yellow curry. It's so good. For dinners and drinks, my favorite spot is Attic in San Mateo, where you have the chicken adobo wings, have a wang wang on the side. It's a potty. It's so good. And then for dessert, my favorite spot is House of Silvana's in Daly City. A Silvana's basically a Sanzerval, but cookie form. And they have different flavors, ube, mango, buko pandan. It's delicious, and it's a very addictive dessert. One day I bought a dozen, and then 2 days I was back, and that's really dangerous because it's 3 minutes from my house. I swear to God, from my house driving down is less than 3 minutes. So I'm surprised I haven't been there more often. I do want to go back to Attic. Attic is owned by Chef Timmy, who used to be at Poling, which is now closed. You guys need to hit up Attic. It's really good. I'm running out of time, but thank you for watching this. I hope you guys hit up my spots. Let me know how they are. These are my go-tos, so these are my faves. San Francisco's great, but, you know, below is great too. So, yes. Ciao.